are mucus-free. We 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 are mucus-free.
What's going on, brothers and sisters? Professor Spira here, coming at you live from Columbus, Ohio. And with me is the immortal,
I'm getting an echo.
Brother Air. He said he's getting an echo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's repeating itself very slow. What you said.
I wonder. Tell me in the chat if you guys hear an echo. Let me mess with some of the settings here. See, but go ahead and introduce yourself, Brother Air, while I take a look at that issue.
Brother Air. And I'm getting it's coming back to me twice. Like everything you say is coming back to me twice.
And that wasn't happening when we did our when we did our testing a second ago. We got on here 20 minutes early so that we would avoid issues, and I have no clue why all of a sudden is the people out there aren't hearing any echo. So I think it might be a setting that you have to update, which would have been nice to be able to do that before. Let's see. I just got rid of the echo cancellation on. Let's see if that helps. Let's see. Check.
See, I like hearing you in a delay. You saying everything twice.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I guess try to leave and come back in.
Okay, I'll do that.
So it wouldn't be a Professor Spira and Brother Air live broadcast without technical difficulties from the first second. We thought we had it together. We got together about 20 minutes ago and did sound check and made sure everything was cool. And now he's saying that he's hearing echo, but Tia says that there's no echo on my end. So we will see. But right off the bat, without further ado, I want to definitely direct your attention to the third annual Professor Arnold Ehret Day Celebration. Early bird tickets went on sale moments ago. Just a couple hours ago. And if you want this event is going to sell out because we don't have that many spots available. The shelter house we're using is a bit small. So I'm going to put right in the chat right now. I'm going to put the link to the sales page. And let's see. Let's add Brother Air back on here.
All right.
What about what about now? Is it still doing it?
Am I back on?
Yeah. Well, how's the audio?
Yeah, I mean everything is natural. It was
all right.
Yeah, what I was hearing was I just would hear your whatever you said. It would be like 4 or 5 seconds. Then it say it.
Yeah. I got you. That's the main thing. It's good now. All right, so we're all good. Right. Let's see. Know thyself says clean that ass. 2021.
Oh, okay. All right.
And R. Peters says, thanks for your knowledge and firsthand experience. Well, I appreciate you for being tuned in. And let's see. I got the who else we got on here? R. Peters. Yeah, so you definitely want to click that link. We're going to be talking a little bit about Ehret Day. And here's Brother Ehret again. All right, we got the issue, which was outside of our control. Sometimes you just got to reset these things.
Greetings to everybody once again. Sorry about that little technical difficulty, but we're glad it resolved itself very quickly, and we didn't lose a lot of time.
Yeah, we're good. That's part of the ritual. We got to have some technical issue, no matter how much we prepare and think that we're ready.
Excited. I'm excited for a number of reasons. I'm almost at the end of this fast, and Ehret Day is among us, coming up very soon. So I'm just excited. I got a lot of things to look forward to, man, and I'm just excited right now. It's been one of, through the COVID, it's been one of those kind of years that the scamdemic was not pleasant to be social with others, and so it was really I lost a lot of faith in humanity, personally. Putting the Ehret Day together and getting that back on track and everything, that kind of got my locomotion going again, because I know Ehretists and the practitioners are the best of the humans. So I know when they gather, it's going to be like a real magnet, real electromagnetic type of charge there. So I'm so happy, man, that we're pulling this off again.
Yeah.
And we got I just have to say it, we got a hell of a presentation.
Yeah.
I mean,
came together,
it came together. Hard work on some people, and we're gonna do some shout outs, and we're gonna let you know who's in the back, who's in the background doing all the work and putting things together. And we really appreciate and I appreciate having Spira some help. Because I have to hear all this. I'm the one that get all the backfire of not having help, and I got to sit up and listen to it like, oh man, I'm listening. I ain't doing this, and I hear that side of Spirit. So this was like beautiful, man, to get all the help this year from all different kind of forces and entities, and it just all came together. So I want to give thanks to all of that, and we're gonna shout them out before this. So I'm just good, man. I'm good, glad to be here. Man, let's try to get everybody to come out and hang out with us on Ehret Day, Ehret weekend, actually.
Let's I'm gonna share. So I'm gonna give folks. So when you hit that link, this is where you're gonna go. This is the sales page for third annual Professor Arnold Ehret Day Celebration. This event is for people who really did the connection and community is the theme this year. And this is the event that you want to be at if you want to connect with like-minded people, like-minded health seekers, Mucusless diet practitioners, and interact with the best. the best of the best, the best healers in the world, the best Mucusless diet practitioners in the world. We're coming together. And so it's the place to be. You can't get it from the YouTube videos and the Facebook. That in the way that the Ehret Day celebration is turning out, it's almost like, okay, it's once a year, and that can kind of tide you over to the next year. Now we're gonna be having more things in between coming up and coming up. But that was kind of the vibe where it's like, okay, you get it in and get all this social, connecting with other Mucusless diet practitioners, you get that in, and then the vibe of that stays with you for the rest of the year. And then of course we were robbed last year because of deep stupidity and ignorance and constipation. We were robbed of an opportunity to get together with our brethren, and so we're going to make up for that this year, believe me.
And we have to give a shout out to those in different countries that can't make it, that wanted to come.
Yeah. I mean, we had some folks that really, really, really wanted to be here that are being held captive in their countries of origin where they're at. There's situations where they literally are not allowed to leave, or if they leave, they can't come back, or if they come back, they have to pay thousands of dollars to go sequester themselves away from friends and family and their job. And, it's just, it's absolutely insane. So we definitely, take our hat off to the folks that's in that situation. We were with you, we got your back, and we got to just keep doing what we're doing in terms of cleaning ourselves up. Cause that's the one thing that right now we got, that, there's no one with a gun at your head forcing you to eat pus and mucus. And so there's that avenue to really transform yourself, take control of your health, and then you'll be able to take control of the rest of the nonsense. And go ahead and introduce the speakers that we're going to have at the event. We have, as I see some folks in the chat were like, is Dr. Robert Morse. So we got special guest speaker. Dr. Robert Morse is going to be joining us remotely. But there's still we're going to get it set up so that, folks can still ask questions and have that interaction. But yeah, that's beautiful. We got Dr. Morris, and he had actually mentioned it in one of his recent videos. And so I need to go isolate that and kind of make something out of that video. But yeah, so Dr. Morris, that's going to be great. And then Chef Babette Davis is going to be in the house all the way from California to really share the secrets of not aging. She's 70 years old and does not look like she's 70 years old. And so and she's a great plant-based food culinary artist, food prep chef. And so we're really excited to have her. And a lot of people don't realize, like, she's into the Mucusless diet and she's into Ehret's work. And she had interviewed me on her podcast a while back. And yeah, so I'm just excited to have her there. And Brother Air is going to be host this year, going to be hosting. And so that's going to be a trip. Get ready, hold on to your seats for Brother Air hosting, so having that the microphone and that type of time to put a lot of stuff in there. And so and I don't know when you're gonna plan on breaking your fast, if it's gonna be before or after.
Well, I haven't decided, but
after the performance, or
it probably will after the performance later on in the evening. That probably will be that'll be the thing. Then we got Michael Fathauer is the event chef
for this year again, and we'll do a food prep demonstration
with
and then
the transition calf.
with the Transition Cafe.
Cafe.
For those of you that are in the Facebook support group, you know what we're talking about. He's been putting up some really nice pictures of the calf, of just this concept. He wants to eventually open up like a Mucusless Diet Transition Cafe, and this is sort of the makings of that's going on in there. But yeah, excited to have him. Then of course the Cora, who's plugged in, just sent me a message, says she's plugged in. But yeah, she's gonna be on, and she's the only one that can talk about a lot of different topics: the Mucusless diet and womanhood, what it takes to be a mucus-free woman, and so that is going to be exciting. So this is a stacked card, and at the end we're going to do a panel discussion, and which I've been actually wanting to do for the past couple, and we never got to it. So we're definitely going to get to it this year. Have a nice panel discussion at the end where everybody in attendance will be able to ask all their questions and interact with us and all of that good stuff. And then if you thought that was enough, we got performance by Professor Spear and Brother Air, Fire Music Project.
Yes.
And we've we got some stuff in store for you guys.
Yeah,
we're gonna blow your mind. We're gonna put on a heck of a show. So yes, this is not to be missed, this event. And as you probably took a look, the early bird pricing, $135 right now. This is gonna be real limited because we only have a very limited number of tickets at the early bird price, and then they're going to go up, and then there's only a few left after they go up. So,
and there's limited seating,
very limited.
So yeah, that's a part of why it's so limited. And it's, tickets.
Yeah, it was
super. I didn't know that until
we start doing the math and realized, it was like, wow,
oh man, this.
And Steve was looking at all the people that are already coming that we know.
Yeah.
And then, and so, yes,
it's the COVID piece that different venues want a certain amount of people in their place. So we're trying that,
Well, I mean, in this particular case, COVID's actually not affecting the number of people that can come. This is just this is just the limit for that building. It's just building, it don't have nothing to do with COVID on that.
Okay, so the building has a capacity.
Yeah, the building has
like a fire code.
Yeah, building has a capacity. So
okay,
so that's that.
Yeah, well, that's well, we'll deal with that, but yeah, that's the.
But all I'm saying is the emphasis is, if you're interested at all, get your ticket tonight. Like, get your ticket tonight. Click the link and go on ahead and plug in.
Be done with it.
Yeah, get it tonight. One of the questions that usually comes up is logistics, how you get your where you stay at. I got a section on here that has information, travel and location, transportation information, leads on hotel rooms, and if you're coming in town and want to camp or do RVing or something, I'm getting you can research all that stuff yourself, but I got you started here, so there's no excuse. You can find so, and really you really want to book your hotels and all that kind of stuff now, because for that time it definitely they start selling out the local hotels and stuff around here, because that's kind of a little busy time anyway.
Yeah.
So stores and eateries, I actually updated this today. So we got you covered. Going to be at the beautiful Atrium Park, which is actually really close to my house, on day 1. And then in day 2, we will be at the Whetstone Park next to the Whetstone Park of Roses. And this year I do want to kind of take everybody into the Rose Garden a little bit and do a little, just kind of have a little.
And those who came in 2019 will remember the Rose Garden Park. That's where it was.
Yeah. So so if anybody has questions, you let me know. So Stacy asked, will this event be streamed for the people who cannot attend in person? Unfortunately, it's not going to be streamed. We don't have the building we're in doesn't have internet connection into stream. I actually looked into a professional broadcasting company who gave me a quote.
Yeah.
But no matter how much money, if we didn't have on location internet, it didn't matter. They wouldn't be able to do it because it's just not plausible to do the like real streaming. I'm not talking about like your phone messing around and praying and hoping that you get to have a good Wi-Fi day or a good 4G or day or something like that. But because I don't want to mess around like that. I wanted to, if we ever do a live stream of the event, I wanted to
really be right.
Yeah, I want it to be right. And so it's one of those things where definitely it pays off to do what you need to do to be there if it's at all possible. And it's it's just one of those things, one of those opportunities that it's like those once in a lifetime opportunities,
hopefully we get a good video of it.
Yeah. Well, but there's no guarantee that that'll go out either, So it's just and so so you don't want to chance it. If you can be there, then click that link right now. Come on down. And
it's always best to come and see us, because folks in 2019, man, people were just picking up Desi Azwa, as he's known now. He told me the story about how he got there in 2019. He just ran into some extra money all of a sudden. And him and his buddy jumped in the car and drove on down.
Yeah.
Simple as that, so.
Yeah, Karen King just said, just bought my ticket and booked the room, all set.
Oh, man.
Nice. That's what I like to hear, taking that.
Karen King. Thank you, Karen King. We'll see you on the
July 31st.
Yeah. 31st and the 1st.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's great.
So so it's getting hyped up. It's gonna be just a special event, a special time. I got the new Professor Arnold Ehret Day Celebration logo that you can see here.
Yeah.
Something.
That was my first time seeing that.
Yeah, we got the torch in there and
got a slam it.
Yeah.
It looks real regal.
Yeah.
So we get it together sooner or later.
Yeah, right.
It takes us a minute, but it comes together, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Frigidaire magnets one day.
Well, we got them already.
Oh, we got them.
They're part of the swag bag.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. The swag bag.
So there's a swag bag.
That's what Decora was talking about, the swag bag. She wanted to make up her own swag bag that was probably.
Oh, well, yeah.
I think hers was
$500 swag bag from Decora, where you have like the animal bag with the gold encrusted Mucus-free Life logo on it, and
with plenty of sea balls.
Yeah. The case of.
You never know. She might come with her own swag bag.
Yeah. So but we have we definitely have some goodies this year though. We have some magnets, some stickers, some Mucus-free Life keychains. So we got some stuff. and I am John saying put it on a shirt. Yeah, and I am looking into doing a little as we speak, looking into some shirt things.
Yeah,
And
and
so
some hat
we're
things.
gonna have something there. We'll definitely have something there available that'll just be available at the event
Yeah.
to get. But so I'm excited. My talk, because we've kind of been working on our all of our what we're going to talk about, and I'm going to be addressing. In fact, I'm gonna read off. I got a long title, but it's necessary. It's a necessary long title, and so my presentation: COVID-19, mandatory vaccines, face masks, shutdowns, quarantine, CDC guidelines, and happy slaves. How to rise above it all and create superior health. I'm going in on all of it.
All right.
All of it.
Go in.
Once and for all.
So
Because
there's
I
a
get
chance.
messages all the time where people say, "Oh man, let's talk about what do you think about." They still ask me what I think about COVID-19 and this and that. I'm putting it all down. I'm leaving it all on the table and walking away. Like I'm done.
Maybe you walk away or either go to jail.
Yeah. They'd be escorting me out of the shelter. They'll be like, "Man,
Yeah, we be picking it in front of the jail.
Yeah."
So that'll be the weekend, a good picket.
That the end Ehret Day.
And everything. So
I'm looking forward to that. This is the Cora separating the women from the girls, mucus-free womanhood.
Yes.
That's a real important discussion for everybody, because there's a whole mechanism that
the women from the girls. She always says that to me when we talk. She always corrects me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, she'd be like, oh no, those are girls.
Right.
Like those are not women, So I'm saying, okay, that's where we at then. So yeah, it'd be interesting to hear her take off on that, and many other subjects will come out of that. So
yeah,
that'll be interesting. What's the lineup? How's it gonna flow?
So how we're still putting it all together, but basically we got we're gonna open it up and do the introductions and do the Ehret Day proclamation, be very official. Then Takora is going to do her presentation, and we'll have a little time to socialize and chill. That was one thing that I wanted to make sure we had enough time in between, because what I saw last time was I saw how starved people were to talk to other people that practice a mucusless diet in person. Yeah. Just like, oh man, I just want to, just like people were just on cloud nine, just talking to other people.
Because the event started pretty early.
Yeah. I mean, it starts. Yeah, we started 11:30. Registration opens at 11. This is July 31st. Program starts at 11:30, and then we get into the program. Then I'm going to do my presentation after Takora, have another small break. Then Dr. Morse, have him coming in via satellite. And then Chef Babette, you do her presentation. Then the panel discussion with Dr. Morris won't be on the panel just because that's really hard to figure all that out. So we're not going to have him on that. But everybody else and Brother Air will, give you a chance to ask him questions. He'll kind of run the panel as host. Then mucus-free food prep demonstration by our very own Michael Fathauer, and then performance by Professor Brother Air for our music project.
Dinner.
Oh yeah.
Dinner.
dinner. Yeah, dinner after the you see how we don't even think about dinner after the food prep demonstration. We have dinner or supper, whichever term you want to use. But this innovative idea of this what I call it, the Spira's salad bar, or it's basically the idea is that wherever you're at and whatever you're doing, there's something there for you. If you're fasting, there's juice, there, and there's water, and there's, if there's dry, there's nothing there. You can.
I'm probably gonna take the Brother Air salad.
Yeah, Brother Air salad will be out there. We got plenty of fruit and fruit's gonna be served all day. It'll be fruit and kind of juice, fresh juice available. And but then the supper meal, transitional meal. But like I said, if to me, that was important to be able to have that flexibility, because that's what the Mucusless diet is all about, is that flexibility and customizing the principles, understanding what the principles are, but customizing what you're doing and how you apply it to your particular circumstances and physiology. And so we're going to have the meal that be the mucus lean options for people that are on that vibe, the raw options for people that's 100% raw, all that, the mucus free, it's going to be good. Then we have the Professor Spear and Brother Air Fire Music Project to close off the first night. And then Sunday is Do What the Spirits Say Do Day, which means that we just, it's a free form, free flowing day. We get together in the park and we just socialize, eat fruit, talk. Some people might give little mini presentations. Last year, Johnny Gonzalez led the group in a 40-minute intense workout, doing pull-ups on trees and working out on the kids' jungle gym.
The breakfast area was there.
Yeah. That he was holding court, right? Yeah. There's the colorful characters of Ehret Day.
Yeah.
And so, so that's that. And so it's gonna, and then there's for the volunteers and for there's kind of like little after parties, get-togethers, and little all kinds of stuff.
I don't know if I could hang this year.
Yeah, because we was there. What was like 4 a.m. I think or something. We was there talking.
It was 24/7 because
was
at the place where I was. So this year, I think it's probably gonna hang wherever they did all the guys got the space.
Yeah, there's a Ehret Day we're gonna call that the Ehret Day Volunteer Village.
Yeah, take your chances. Go at your own risk.
Yeah.
It's like enter at your own risk with that.
Yeah.
Boy, those guys, man, they sound like trouble. They sound like trouble, man. The trouble without alcohol and drugs. It's the most fun you can have without alcohol and drugs.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be fun, man. Kicking it with them, hanging out, and conversation, man, gets deep, man. It gets heavy.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's a little clip from 2019. This is Sunday. This is on the Sunday, a little spontaneous jam session
at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, this is Whetstone.
All right, so we'll tell you this: we just free. What do we eat? It's usually greens. This is what we do. Is super clean. Let's do it outside. Let's just go outside for a ride. Let's do it tonight. Let's do it to sky. Oh, why? You ever just cry because you got too much congestion? Let's get this interception. Let's change the direction. And I'm gonna tell you this in election.
So yeah, that's
Yeah, man. Brother Tobin.
what'd you say?
I said, Brother Tobin.
No, yes.
Yeah. So hopefully they can make it, him and his lady, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause they're really they come with that electricity, man. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So him and Aswat was having like a spitting contest last year, you know, to see who
Yeah.
could, you know, Aswat was throw it down, and then Tobin, and you know, so it was cool. That was really cool. So
And this is the
yeah, this was kind of funny, man, because they did something called, what was that, a barrel claw?
well, they did the bear walk for like
Bear walk.
150 yards
Yeah, that
of
was
bear
kind
walk
of
to
funny.
start off the workout. Then I mean they got into some serious just stuff you can do in your backyard or at your local park. Like
Yeah,
real workout. And then we got into some breath work, and
yeah.
it was cool. This is just a
And
little summary.
then you got the vibe, man, blowing bubbles.
Yeah.
Blowing bubbles. And so I mean you just had a lot of things going on. You had Trey, he was roller skating,
Mm.
you know. I look up and he in the parking lot like roller skating, jamming, like, you know, like like, I was like, yeah, man, these cats. So yeah, man, it's looking forward to it, man. Everybody hope for great weather. That would be really good, you know, really something special, great weather.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, we're here, and we, you know, our mission tonight was to talk about Ehret Day.
Mm.
Okay, we talked about Ehret Day. Now let's let's talk about how you know humanity has to kind of put themselves back together again in terms of what we just went through the last year and a half, and what we are faced with in terms of freedom.
Okay. You have some thoughts to get. You have
Well,
some
I'm
things to get
asking
off your
you.
chest.
I'm asking you to do. Yeah, I have some thoughts, but I want to hear your thoughts, and then just how are you feeling about what's going on?
I'm just one of these people that I look at everything. It's all a good thing to me because it forces people to make a decision, and it allows us to better see where people really are.
Yeah.
Because that level of fear that this whole situation has caused for certain people that you thought had it together, that you might have thought were kind of smart or sort of had it things together.
Did that take you by surprise?
Not at all. Yeah, there's nothing there. Yeah, there's been nothing that's happened that's surprised me. And once it started happening, I mean, I was predicting what was going to happen because I talked about, I mean, I literally in one of my videos predicted that there would be riots in June, and there were riots in June in 2020. And so I was like, I wasn't surprised by anything. the main there were things that I had hoped would happen that generally had more to do with people studying and gaining the capacity to come together with other people that don't agree with you on everything, but where you can align yourself through a common interest. Like there's real politics. Like you just like, I don't believe in nothing that you're talking about other than we have this common issue, and the only way that we're going to defend ourselves from the oppressor or the enemy is to band together. We don't have to like each other. We don't have to agree with anything amongst one another. We just have to understand that our survival depends on aligning ourselves in our common interest. That did not happen. And so the thing that I was most surprised about with this whole, and I can't even say I was surprised, the thing I was most disappointed about was things have gotten so politically dogmatic. So, they've put everybody in these weird little boxes mentally where they're, it's right wing, left wing, and Democrat, Republican, and I'm independent, and I'm, I vote, I don't vote, I do. It's like all it is, like, and while people are lost in there's no real pressure being applied to any of the so-called people in power, and so that was that. So once I saw that wasn't going to happen, then I redirected my focus elsewhere and just kind of got a little more cynical about all that. Where it's just like, well, sometimes you just gotta get out of the way of the flaming train that is hurtling toward the end of the tracks. You just got to step off of the track, and go, and you can sit down. Get a towel out, get some fruit, and now you just got to watch it. You just got to watch this train wreck, because that's what this thing is about. And so those of us that we can kind of protect ourselves, get away from it, band together, and we started that process. We started the serious process of really bringing together the mucus-free community and looking at options for us moving forward, so that we can protect ourselves, so that we can create our world and our reality the way we want it, not be beholding to some pus-based system, some cheese and grilled cheese and banana sandwich type of system, that we can get away from that mess and start to build our nation. And so that that kind of started to kick that into gear faster than otherwise would have. So so that's my 2 cents. I don't want to give away too much before I go off on all of this in my talk.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just thought it was a time to girt your loins, let the time serve you.
Yeah.
And it really gave me a clear vision of what I really needed to focus on in terms of trust. Trust issues with humanity and others, other humans. It was like, oh, okay, I know where they're at, and it's just now I'm very very skeptical about just about linking up. If you're not talking about cleaning your blood, then there's no discussion with me. We just can't even, to the point, socialize.
Right.
Yeah. So I was on the meetup, and I asked the question, well, I was telling them about what I had done, and I was feeling some kind of way about it. I didn't know, I can't say guilty, but just I had a feeling about it, where I stopped socializing with in my life with everybody who was a flush eater. I mean, and when I say that, I'm talking about friends that I grew up with since I was in kindergarten, people who would call every now and then. We might not see each other, but they would stay in touch. I cut all ties. And what made me really think about it, what I had done, whether or not it was uh, correct or not. Maybe I could have rethunk it, you know. But uh, one of my partners passed, and he was like very faithful with staying in touch with me, even if he didn't get a reply back from me. He always would talk to me. Either it would be a voicemail or a letter, or he would just constantly, on my Earth Day, he would, hey, happy Earth, you know, um, but I really had to think about what what I had proposed for myself, because this was part of, and I've talked about this on videos that we've done, Spirits for Don't Look Back. If you're going to really clean your blood up and be a practitioner of this thing, you can't look back. You can't have those kind of emotions in the way of the work that you have to do. Nothing personal, not trying to be mean, but to do this kind of work in terms of cleaning your blood is kind of all about self-indulgence.
Yeah.
So nothing personal, but as old as we are now, man, it's like we don't have time to play around. To be socially astute with like in those settings or whatever. It's like we're just not hanging. We're not putting up with we say certain characteristics are just not accepted. And so that was my attitude about what I'd undertaken in terms of how I wanted to go through this fast that I'm on. I guess I got maybe about another month. It's funny because Ehret Day is the last day of the month in July, so it's like that whole month. So I have that month. I have that whole month, and I guess I got about maybe 10 days of this month. So I got about a month and to month and 10 days to get through this piece. And
yeah.
So yeah, with doing that, I really had to really bear down in terms of even though you hear the screams and the hollers and the what I mean, but you just can't look back. It's like you're doing the work, and you're busy doing the work, and you can't get emotional about it. You just gotta leave those folks where they're at. We're doing enough in terms of mucusfreelife.com we're trying to serve, and we're talking about getting yourself together and sharing our experiences with our transition. That's enough. That's enough in terms of giving people a chance to hear information, be exposed to information that they might not have never been exposed to. Uh, and so after that, I feel like I've done my part. I've done my part to the humanity who wants to hear.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, for me, I didn't somehow I didn't have as much of a problem with, because I don't associate. I mean, I associate with less
Yeah.
than you, like, because I'd cut that like a long time ago, where I just had this attitude where, I've kind of created, I did what I said I was going to do, and created my world around me. And so, like, for me, and my little mucus-free bble, it's like, the people, all the people that I associate with, are pretty much, mucusless diet. And so if I'm out and about, it's you say hi to people, hey, how you doing? As you're at the walking past. But as far as
about being gracious to people, but I'm just saying these ties that I have with people that I went to kindergarten with, some of your homeboys, like out at New Prospect, those are people, them. So
right.
Yeah. So it was that kind of thing. And just sit back and watch, it's like,
yeah. I mean, to me, it's just, it just makes sense. It's like, it's not, it's like how, you don't want to be wrapped up in a lot of that emotion and a lot of that mess when trying to hang on to, toxic relationship. It's toxic relationships. It's just different. It's a different dynamic, because now we're talking about, this is where I'm into this. This is my lifestyle. And when combined with other types of lifestyles, that, like I said, don't mean that you can't say hi and and that kind of thing, but to really to hang real hardcore and all that kind of stuff is like, and so so I don't know. I like I said in a while, I mean, that for me, that was that was a piece that one of the things that helped me definitely in the early years, was I sort of found this space where I just stopped caring about participating in the social thing. It was like, anytime that I was doing something social, there was a reason for it. I was either, it was like, it's an educational reason. I'm there, I'm collecting data, I'm analyzing things. I'm never just there, like, enjoying myself in a social capacity. Like, I can't even remember back like that. I mean, you had to go way back when I just sort of operated like that. But my work, you would allow for that, being a musician or going out, because there would be places and situations that if I wasn't a musician, I wouldn't have been in those environments anymore, practicing the mucusless diet. I wouldn't be in some of these, these. Remember that? Remember I was in that casino, and I took they had that crawfish and crawdaddies and all that stuff. Boy, that was the worst smelling. That was the worst smelling stuff I'd ever smelled, man.
So I mean, that's something to discuss in terms of, like, what do you do to be sociable? But I mean, I'm so into the arts that I'm playing, and either, I mean, you're not going to see me at a bar or a club or someplace unless there's some music going on. Somebody's playing that
Right.
I'm interested in, or either I'm playing, which I don't do a lot of bars and clubs. I mean, we just don't do that,
Right.
But but somebody asked me, what do you do to social? What do you do for social? I mean, my thing is that's what I do. Music is what I do. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what I do. Is music. That's how I socialize. That's what I want to be around all the time. If I'm not doing this, doing the mucusless diet or talking about it or doing the mucus-free life whole thing, then I want to be playing music. I want to be creative. I want to be around creative people. Something creative or people creating, sitting up in some little dive or something, or around a bunch of bougie ass folks in formals, and trying to raise money for the black golf course or something. That's not.
for the urban for support your local urban league.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's not what. That's what I do. I tell you what I love to do. I love to be over someone's home, comfortable home, and just having worldly discussion.
Mm.
I love that. Just deep, just going in, man. People
Mhm.
really really opening up their brain waves, man. And you talk about going in,
Mhm.
that's when I really can go in. Is when that energy is around me.
Mhm.
Oh man, I can go like into some stuff, man, that I have to think about later, like, oh, like,
Yeah.
where did that come from? You know. So yeah, man, it's like that for me. But um
And that is the great benefit of Ehret Day.
yeah, yeah,
And why
yeah,
you want to be there, because you want to plug into that. You want to be a
yeah.
part of that. When that pops off, you definitely want to be in around and in the house, because last year we was getting into all kinds of discussions.
Oh man, it
Uh,
got heavy and deep and funny and
yeah.
emotional, and I mean it just took on, all those different emotions all came out. Everybody was very honest. That's what I liked about everybody.
Mm,
Wasn't nobody bullshit.
right.
Everybody was just very honest with each other and just, very gracious to each other, and it wasn't like one person was doing all the talking. I was sitting back chilling, just listening to everybody. Uh, and you know how that go, man, because when we sit back, me and you sit back and listen, and we ain't saying that, sooner or later somebody gonna look over at us and be like, what do you think,
What
bro?
do you think? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, like, I'm just listening, man. I'm just kind of taking this in, because some of it be heavy, man. You'd be like, wow, I didn't think about that like that, because people have different slants on things,
Mhm.
and you can go away with that kind of enlightenment. I guess that's with different slants on how to look at things.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of that, man, is to have those conversations and listen to the way people are thinking, how they tailor or frame their thought processes and things, and Yeah. So that's all good, man. So
Yeah. And, part of my mission had been to put together opportunities for people in this lifestyle to socialize.
yeah,
So for the people that really need that want that, plug in, to kind of create those avenues. And so that's part what Ehret Day comes out of that, Mucus-free life, things that we're doing in there to create those opportunities, so that it's like you always want to leave things better than when you found it.
yeah.
So when I found the Mucusless diet, it was definitely a thing where, I mean, you had to be very comfortable being on your own, and so you had a group of people that came together that each one is very comfortable being on their own, and it was like that type, but not everybody's like that.
But
Not everybody has that capacity.
I think that's a trait of the real practitioners who take this thing someplace. I think they're very self-motivating people.
Yeah. Well,
I think that's what I do see that.
yeah. Well, I mean, as they say, sometimes there's levels to this practice, and so they're the more social interaction and a better support system is going to allow for more people to be more successful. But you're always going to have the people that kind of really do some impressive things in terms of just their transition, where they're coming from, where they're going, and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah, how committed they are. The discipline and new way. I mean, we would like to think that we brought some things to the table in terms of new ways of practicing the transition. I think that was our goal, was to share with people some new things, some things that we were doing with the transition. And those folks who are practicing now have new ways of doing things, So that's all good, man.
yeah. I mean, I always frame everything and connect it to the original text, the original Mucusless diet, like, unapologetically. I'm like, because even if I'm doing something that's not that is not necessarily right in line with the a strict reading of the Mucusless diet, I'm aware of it. And so I know if something doesn't work, and not to blame, if I go off on my own and I'm trying something, like I'm gonna try this, and if it don't work, I'm not gonna get mad at the Mucusless diet because it didn't work, but that's what people do all the time. They do all these things that have nothing to do with the Mucusless diet, but they think it does. And when it doesn't work, then they're like, oh man, the diet don't work. And this is like, yeah, they'd be like, well, what'd you do? It's like, well, man, I ate I ate nothing but figs and grapes and watermelon for 3 months, and now I can't get out of bed. It's like, well, where in the Mucusless diet does it say to eat nothing but watermelon, figs, and grapes for 3 months? It says the opposite of that. It says get into the transitional foods, do short-term fast, 24-hour fast, 48-hour long fast. Doesn't say anything about long-term, that it's recommended to do long-term fasting, or that it's recommended to do to be 100% mucus-free for years at a time. And it's like it's very clear that there's transitional methodology that's so important, that's there. And so I've just tried to just keep hammering that home, just so people are comfortable. Like, people need to be more comfortable eating, because a lot of the people we deal with, it can be counterintuitive to some of us coming from a standpoint of sort of looking at society and seeing so many people eating so poorly, thinking like, okay, we got to push a little bit, be a little intense just to get people's attention, just so that they do anything. But we tend to work with a lot of people that are really coming from an extreme, more of an extremist standpoint on the other side.
Yeah.
Trying to go, going months and months eating nothing but fruit.
Yeah.
And we've all done that, but the question is, have you transitioned to that? Have you transitioned to earn these levels of fasting?
I'll tell you, when you said we've all done that, I've never done that. So I've always stayed transitional at the beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah, we see more and more people who come to us after they've been trying to be raw for a year. No transition, but they just got it in their head that they were going to eat raw, And then when you talk to them about the raw, their definition of what is raw, you kind of see a real twisted type of menu,
Yeah. I mean, it gets,
Yeah,
I mean, it gets weird. I want to real quick. We got a question. Wendy asked, popping in, do you have any rooms available or recommendations for housing? And so on this landing page, you have to kind of scroll way down, but I have a section that talks a little bit about travel and location, transportation information, hotels, rooms, and camping. This just gives you some leads to search. If you look at the there's some pretty affordable, especially if you're coming from New Jersey and in that area, you should find things here in Ohio fairly affordable compared to other places around the country. But yeah, a lot of these hotels, these travel lodge, I mean, and you can find some that aren't even on this, but any of these things here, but it's all linked, it's all linked there. So if you go back and just hit some of these links, we do got Airbnbs around here. So if you have, transportation, a lot of the Airbnbs are closer to the city, closer to downtown, but everything is just 20 minutes away in Columbus, in this area where we're at. It's like, so even if you do get an Airbnb downtown, you're just between 20 and 25 minutes away from the park where we're at. So everything is fairly easy to get to and easy to get around. So we got stores and eateries. So yeah, so all that information is right down here. So check that out, do some searches, and I would just say check out some of the hotels and get book a hotel for 2 nights, and for those 2 nights, and you can do some searches to find some pretty good deals on that. And while we're open here, here's the ticket. I designed the ticket today. The Ehret Day Celebration ticket. So as soon as you purchase your ticket, this comes in PDF format. So we're not mailing these out or anything, but you get this in PDF format. And no problem, Wendy. So that'll be. Yeah, I like these. I just got to put these together. The 3rd annual Professor Arnold Ehret Day Celebration. I mean, it's not going to look great.
Looks good.
Well, yeah, no, I mean coming through the video camera.
Yeah, but I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
It's good. That's the golden ticket.
Yep, I got a golden ticket.
Yeah, man, that's the goal.
Exactly.
It gets you in to hang out,
What's going on?
Chance to hang out with Spirit for 2 days, where that's 2 days a year that he is sociable. and gracious. And, I can't promise how he is on Monday, but Saturday and Sunday, what you say? Oh, he's a doll.
You're
What you-
you're suggesting that I'm not a social butterfly. I'm not
No,
a
no,
gregarious.
I'm not suggesting. I'm just warning the folks.
To take
Those
advantage.
those 2 days, he's a doll. He's just a doll. Look what the lady tell me. Oh, he's a doll. I said, yeah, that's my man. He's a doll. So come on down and everything. But yeah, man, it's things have I mean, people want to think like the COVID is over, but they're still pushing the with the face masks and
Hmm.
the incentives to take the vaccine.
Yeah.
Get uh, a dozen donuts and the vaccine,
Right.
and so it's still bad out here, man, in terms of what they're trying to pull, and they're trying to lull you to sleep. It's like, okay, we'll open up some bars, we'll give you a little bit more alcohol, and boy, it seemed like they just got these people really pushing this vaccine. Those who are pushing the vaccine are really pushing the vaccine.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty.
It's pathetic. It's
Yeah.
pathetic.
It's pretty rough.
Yeah. So that's going on, and so they're trying to. Okay, well, we're taking the mask away, and so you don't have to wear the mask. But other things is, I mean, you'd be surprised how many people are still wearing the mask.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, it was. All this stuff is all. I mean, the one thing that they do well, they have all the psychology and analysis, so they know how long they have to do these things to get people to submit and do it on their own. To the self enslavement. Somebody wrote that book. They have those books, and they do a good job with that because they know there's
They've mastered the social engineering of
yeah,
the zombie-like mind,
yeah,
and
yeah,
So,
yeah. They do a beautiful job.
and another thing too is, the reason why we do Ehret Day is to try to create the community of the Ehret village. That's our ultimate of where we want to go with this thing. Is we want to create the Ehret village, and it's going to happen because everything we do, it happens. Everything we want,
Right.
it happens. Because it's not like something that is not in a real reality that can't happen.
Right.
So when we start thinking like that out of a reality that's delusional, but we're thinking in this reality of what it takes to build a real reality.
Yeah.
See, we're trying to get back to a reality, a rational reality, a reality where we align ourselves with our nature, because that's not what is happening. I mean, when we say deaf culture, we really mean it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a deaf culture on every level. There's no level that you can't come to me and and it's not based on the deaf culture. anything that we do, the way that we've been raised, the way that we think about careers, the way that we think about procreation, the way that we think about female-male relationships, the way that we think about marriage. All this stuff comes out of a deaf culture type of framework. And so that's why you see things just crumble. You know, things just constantly are crumbling. Things are just constantly falling apart.
Right.
So
yeah, you know.
So that's kind of like why we are really working hard to create these Ehret Days so that we can create a community of those who want to go off into the wilderness, just walk away. Let's just walk away. Let's just turn our backs on it, and just, you know, build us a culture. You know, how would it feel to live in a real culture? A real culture. None of us has experienced that.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, what the book say? If only I knew what it felt like to be free.
Yes.
No.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. If only we knew. And hopefully, I'm wishing that hopefully for me, I'll get a chance to experience some of that freedom, true freedom. You know, so we say free the mind, free your body, free your spirit. You know, free. You know, it's free. It's free to be free. It's free. Doesn't cost anything. It's free. You know, but we're so you know, we're so polluted. We can't even fathom that whole kind of. We can't even think about being free. We don't even know how that, you know, free. What do you mean free? What do we do? We're free. What do we do now?
yeah. Well, I mean, those are the kind of people that's you know, it's like, oh, okay, I'm free. Is somebody gonna tell me what to do?
Yeah.
You know, is somebody gonna tell me what the rules are? Okay, I'm free now.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You know. Yeah. I mean, that's what this is about, man. Experiencing you a life. You know, a real life that you have to make grown up decisions. See, that's another thing is about growing up. A lot of us, you know, we got the age, but we haven't grown up.
Right.
You dig? So hopefully the practice, I mean, what it's done for me, the practice of the Mucusless Diet Healing System has definitely taught me about real grown up stuff like discipline and being consistent. You know, really how to grow up, how to choose my friends, not acquaintances, but you know, friends. Like I said, I can count them on one hand, and I ain't talking about my thumb and two fingers. You know,
Right.
I'm talking, you know, that's so so yeah, man, it's and to be you know, like to really love yourself, man, in a manner that is on a real high level, man. So much respect for yourself that you just want, it's like I just can't fail myself. I just can't. I can't fail myself because I'm really in love with myself. I'm not gonna treat myself demonstratively. I'm only gonna put the best in my body if I'm consuming. You know what I mean? It's just like
Right.
the best. That's all I can think about is I want everything in my life to be the best.
Yeah. 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 And this
Everything
is
in my life to be the best.
Wendy says, indeed.
Yeah, Wendy.
And we're watching some clips from, this is the Sunday, day 2 of Ehret Day 2019. And this is just a little footage of the meet and greet.
There was that the breath area right there? That's the little group of the breath area.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were holding court. Looked like I was holding court with looked like David and his mother from New York. Yeah.
We had some.
And they go to merch and the merch.
Had some merch on sale there.
And looked like the core. They'll go over. We go to Ayana. And
the younglings.
Yeah. Looked like Randy snacking out on the grapes and the
Cassidy and Michael back in the in the cut.
Yeah. They go I think the bubbles.
Yeah.
They're running to the bubbles.
Yeah.
Go the bubbles. I think I caught you playing with the bubbles. Yeah.
There's Christian.
Yeah. And the corn grandbaby.
Yeah.
She didn't know what to do. She was just like, what? John promotes the bubbles, man. He just loves the bubbles. He's like, what you say? He said, if you don't got no bubbles, then you ain't doing nothing.
You're not doing nothing.
Gotta have some bubbles, man. So, yeah, me and John used to have some fun up in Detroit, man. At the Detroit Jazz Festival, we used to have some fun doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So that was an Ehret Day. That was the Sunday. Yeah, we had a good time, man. I enjoyed that. So, and I hated that when 2020 came around, we couldn't do it. I was just, because I was so fired up after that coming into 2020. I was just like, yeah, we're gonna slam it, slam dunk this time, and then all of a sudden, the scamdemic foolishness took place, and but everything is about growth, man, and I guess I grew. I mean, I've never gone this far with fasting, so I guess that's what came out of this.
Yeah. That's exactly. Like you always say, let the time serve you.
Yeah.
And I definitely think that's
Sister Sarah,
what we've done.
Noel, and Tobin. Yeah, they were all there, man, having a ball. So, yeah, man. So, So yeah, get your tickets, get the place where you could come and hang, man, and let's let's make it up, because that's a lot of what we're doing is we make up this, it's very very improvisational weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the program, I mean, we kind of got that set, but
Right.
even with that, it's gonna be some improvisation going on with that too.
Yeah.
I see, um, but yeah, uh, come on and yeah. So I'm real happy, man, that it's coming off like that, and that we got the program set and we're ready to go. I can't wait, man. I don't know if I can't wait for the Ehret Day,
The
or
Ehret Day or to break your fast.
yeah, to break my fast. Like okay, So I don't know. I don't know. He biting at the bit, like
yeah.
like will somebody pre-taste me a piece of watermelon to make sure that it is super sweet?
Yeah. They have your own taste testers. That'll be a
Yeah, man. Yeah.
taste tester for
Cut my slices and be like, this one, brother Air, So that's gonna be weird. So yeah, and the band, man. I really think the band is gonna do some things, man. I'm real happy. I hope we can play really good for the people, that night. And I think we're gonna have a good show, man. I'm excited about that, about performing.
Yeah. Yeah. And we'll have some more news about the band, coming out in the next few weeks where we're gonna be doing some things, and there's a lot.
It's going into another. Even the band is going through transition.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. And so now we do a actual Monday night jam session.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because it's a place where we rehearse, and it kind of turned into a jam session at the end of the rehearsal. But now people are coming to rehearsal
to see us rehearse. Yeah.
To see us rehearse,
Yeah.
And that's interesting to have I mean, we're out there rehearsing, stopping, starting, talking, rehearsing, and people are sitting there like taking notes almost, like wow, this is interesting. So I think they're plugging into something too. Well, I think it's just the younger guys, like it should be, plugging into the elders. We are the elders now.
Right.
We are the elders. So, these, we talk about young guys that, 90% of the players are probably all under 25.
Yeah. Yep.
I think my son is probably the oldest one. Of the younger guys.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that, a lot of those cats are. Maybe the French horn guy might be a little older.
Mm.
He looks like he might be in his 30s.
Yeah.
But you never know, man. They never know. But it's been what's been your take on that, on that evening, on that Monday night?
I don't know if I really have a take other than
what do you think? What has it kind of revealed anything, or you know, you're getting a chance to hear a lot of musicians play, and younger, especially younger college guys play. What do you think? What are you hearing? Are you hearing
I mean,
anything that's
everybody that's there needs to be there. It's like that's what I hear is just but it's this. I wrote a 500-page dissertation on it. I don't have it. There's not a different message. You could read my someone could look up my dissertation and read the summary of it, and it's the same. Nothing's changed since I wrote it. 10 years ago. It's that same dynamic where the schooling and the school system that surrounds music and the arts and jazz, it's accessible to more affluent and wealthy people in this country, and so there's a culture is built in these schools that have where kids are exposed to instruments, to be able to play instruments, to have private lessons. And then you have a huge swath of the population that doesn't get any of that access, or it just would have no clue about any of that. And so a bunch of guys that kind of get access to that, they are able to, it's kind of like their private club. Like, we're into this, when you're in high school and that kind of stuff. It's like the guys in the jazz band are looked at as, in the music department, they just kind of looked at it as these, it's sort of the mystique of the jazz musician that comes into the school. So even as like a high school kid or something, if you're into jazz, it's like, oh, you're into jazz. It's like there's this mystique to it, whether it's warranted anymore or not.
Yeah.
But it's still that historical, propensity for that is there. But it's just the same dynamic of the lack of cultural education that is there to actually form the character of the musicians, that goes right into their playing, that goes into the way they practice, the way they think about the music they're making, the attitude that they have about playing, all that kind of stuff. And there is and it's almost like we're supposed to be doing what we're doing to even create that kind of opportunity, because there is none. It's like because sometimes we complain about stuff that we probably we shouldn't really complain about, because like it's like the work that we got to do, because what we think should be there doesn't exist unless we put it together, because there is not, there is no there is no place for the young musicians to get access to the Black cultural heritage and elements and mentalities and attitudes. It doesn't exist. And so you're either trying to watch a couple people, even on like YouTube, there's not even a digital version really that you can find and plug into like that. And so it's just, there's a few places in the country where you might be able to go to those places and get around a handful of musicians or some different people and find your path or something like that. But at the end of the day, it's needed. It's a needed thing for people, and we're still the kinder, gentler
Oh man,
jam session.
Yeah, tell me about it. I mean, we did it from 2008 to 2012.
Nah, it was not. Nah, that wasn't it. It was like 2006 to 2009.
No. No. Because I tell you, me and Benita was not together, and me and her, we that was 2010.
Oh, I'm thinking of the radio show.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It was 2008 to 2012.
Okay. Yeah.
For that. But we've done it before. I was trying to say we've done this before. And that was I'll tell you why we put that one together. Was because I wanted the breatharian ensemble to at least see each other once a month, because the band was kind of fading away. I mean, things were, I think you had moved, right? Or were getting ready to move. Yeah. And so this was a way to keep us all together. At least once a month, we had a reason to come together, and we would make plans. And so that was the reason why that happened. But we did it for almost 4 years, and some young people ended up going to college.
And you got got people that got their start at our jam session, went on to be professional musicians.
Yeah. So this is a little different too. I mean, we needed a place for rehearsal, found a place for rehearsal, and we kind of opened it up for the jam session, kind of pay the rent to the club, as the jam session part is kind of us paying rent for the space, and conducting it. And it's been kind of fun. Last week was off the chain, We kind of took it to another, very surprising, I think people were very surprised, like, wow, that was on another level, And so yeah, so we're doing that. That's how we are trying to rehearse the band. That's our rehearsal space. So hopefully some good things can come out of letting that time serve us. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Is there anybody over here asking any questions or anything, or they want to know anything more about Ehret Day? Or let me.
Wendy says, wow, Source really helped me find you guys right at this very moment. I'm not big on social media, but scroll at times. I ask for recommendations to my tribe, and here you guys are. Ashe.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Right, Wendy.
And Robo says, peace, love, and light. There was a question up here, I think, about Vibe Rational. Can you still detox the colon deeply while drinking fruit smoothies? Will the fiber hinder the progression? And the follow-up question, does cooking fruit slow down detox? So my take on that is you have to, see for your body. But yeah, generally a smoothie is going to be less aggressive than juice would be, than fruit juice. And the fruit juice will be less aggressive than if you just do water, or if you just do dry, or something like that. So, but it has its place. Now, I'm not a big fan of fruit smoothies all the time, because I sort of, based on those principles that Ehret discusses of why he does not recommend soup for people, because it's hard to digest, it's hard to process the mixture of little bits of fiber and food with water. The smoothies can kind of be in that, or around that. It's not the same exact thing, but I find that in a lot of cases, it'd just be better just eat that fruit, whatever you were going to put in that smoothie. Now I have smoothies. I might have one a few times a year, really. Now I mean, I don't, maybe used to have them maybe a couple times a month or something. Now it's really every couple months. I literally just I'll have one. I'll be like, I'm gonna make a smoothie today. And that type of frequency is cool, you know, but when you start getting into where you're like every day, in my opinion, it's just better to have just eat the raw fruit and eat the raw vegetables, you know, instead of processing it, because let your body, like your body is going to clean itself as it's processing that food. You know, when you sort of partially process it all the time, you're not giving the body that opportunity to actually get that extra bit of cleansing that it's going to get from actually processing the food itself. And so that's my take on it. Brother Air might have a different take, but
well, I mean, the smoothies, I'm not a smoothie person, so but I mean, I'm glad that you are detoxing. I mean, thinking about it and drinking a smoothie. I mean, I'm glad you're there.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it, you know, on that level.
Yeah. I think the thing is to really understand all the things that Spirit was saying, knowing the differences.
Yeah.
You know, knowing the differences and really listening to your body and watching your body, and really this is what the practice of Mucusless diet is really knowing your body, really like having a conversation with your body, like it's talking to you, it's telling you when to push the right button, when to back off, that's when you really get in tune with what you're doing with the Mucusless diet. And so if the smoothies are cool with you and you feeling that right now, but also try other ways. And never forget that the practice of the Mucusless diet is all about eating your way to health. I mean, that's really what it's about. So, you know, all this fasting and stuff, you know, that's something else way down the road. Don't even, you know, just
focus on eating.
Disregard Brother Air what he's doing. You know, disregard all that. Just the practice of the Mucusless diet is about eating your way to health.
Yeah,
you dig.
And then, you know, and asking about the cooked fruit. So, the cooked fruit and why it works so well is because it is less aggressive, but it's still mucus free and fruit. So it's like it's right in between. It's hitting you right in between. And so it's a very powerful tool that's very underutilized by people in this sphere.
Well, that's why I came up with the Brother Air salad, man. It's a broom salad. It's about sweeping the intestines and really, you know, and for me, it was about my sweet tooth. So it's a very sweet salad, you know, with apples and dates and raisins and stuff. But the whole purpose of that coleslaw carrot combination and the vegetables that vegetables and fruits that are together, and that was something that I really had to think about as the fruits that I could put with certain vegetables that wouldn't just be too crazy in the body, create a lot of bad toxicity. And that's why I think that salad works like that. I mean, it just is and it's good. I mean, I haven't had it in. I don't think I had it last time I was eating, but man, it's just good. I tried the last time I made a big bowl thinking it'll last for a couple of days, and I ate all that stuff that day. Like, you know. So it's good, you know. I call it the breakfast, lunch, and dinner salad because you can literally eat it for breakfast, you know, or lunch, or dinner, you know, literally. So it's a great broom salad, sweeps the intestines out really, really good. So, you know,
Let's see. Havash asks, can fasting get rid of mucoid plaque? Yes.
of course.
No. But
Oh,
fasting in conjunction with the lemon juice and distilled water enemas. So you want to
yes,
get
yes,
busy with that if you really want to. But the thing, and which is surprising, been surprising some folks recently, is that when you're practicing the Mucusless diet protocols, you can still get mucoid plaque out even when you're eating. And that's surprising to people that's coming from the raw food world and sort of the extreme fasting world, because there's the dogma that you can only cleanse your body when you're doing superior fasting and when you're eating nothing but fruit, when you're 100% mucus free.
What's superior fasting? What is that?
I made that up. Well, no, actually, no. Ehret made that up because he has the superior fast, you know.
Right,
so
right. That's why I was asked. I wanted you to. I
Yeah.
figured you was gonna, say.
Yeah. I mean, that's that philosophy. You know, it's more of a philosophical ideal of the superior fast, but that's kind of this idea, this little dogma that people have, and they don't realize, man, if you're eating stuff like the Brother Air salad and the broom salads and making your juice in the morning, doing your enemas, you know, you're gonna have some stuff come out. Stuff is still gonna be coming out regardless of if you fasting or not. And then when you do a short-term fast, it's so, like, if you're practicing the Mucusless Diet Healing System and you do a 24-hour fast, you can actually go so much further than some of these folks that don't do any transition, but they did a 40-day water fast or some kind of 14-day master cleanse or whatever. Right. And but they're missing the transition part, and they're missing that element. And so it ends up, in the long run, it doesn't end up working. You know, it ends up being problematic. And hopefully they find us in our work and they're able to kind of get on board with the transition, and instead of going back, as often happens, where people go all the way back to eating what they used to eat, going back to McDonald's and that kind of, that kind of stuff, or getting into the carnivorism, which is strange.
Yeah, I was just reading some stuff, I'm just probably.
Teresa says, yes, this is the main way. How you get rid of it. Yeah, this is what it's all about. Is you transit first, you stop putting in the pus forming foods, the stuff that creates all of that slime, and then you eat foods that help to bring it out of the body. I mean, it's real simple, but we tend to make it challenging. Here's something nice for
somebody was sending blessings from El Salvador. So thank you. we need them, and right back at you.
Yeah, we'll take all the blessings that we can. Always, at some point, we always have to come back to
yeah. That's enough to make me want to throw up, but it's fine.
See, Kyrene chimed in. She said, "Yes, I'm currently eliminating mucoid plaque and eating mostly fruit and a mucus lean meal in the evening, and taking psyllium husk daily right now. It's really like an inner clean. It's not just psyllium husk. It's like an inner clean kind of formula."
Oh, okay. She making that herself? What?
No, it's a particular. It's like a particular one that I've sourced out. I'm not going to mention it on this particular broadcast. It's something we've been
Yeah.
talking about it in the coaching sessions and
Yeah.
coaching course program.
Okay. The man double the sound. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we want to let's mention Sister Kyrie and her health. She, we talked about the shout out, so
Yeah.
shout her out and some of the work that she's been doing is just the Professor Spear boot camp.
Yeah. Yeah.
As
Yeah.
she's she's going through the Professor Spirit boot camp and she's finding it to be very challenging, I guess, and Spirit is just all grin, all smiles, and it's working out, and we all thank you, Sister Kyrie, for the behind the scenes and the tireless work that you've been putting in. And believe me, uh, we are not forgetting you, and we really, really, from the depths of our heart, appreciate it. So that you do for all of us, because this is for the whole community. So people
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
finding ways to bring something to the table, and
Mhm.
that's really what this is all about, man. Is
Yeah.
find your way to bring something to the table, and it is appreciative.
Hmm.
You dig? So it could be in the smallest way, it could be in the biggest way, but just find a way to bring something to the table, and it's always appreciative because we can use all the help, man, that we can get in any form that is positive, So, you know,
Yeah.
uh,
Most definitely.
you know,
Kyrene says, "Indeed, thank you, brother Air. I appreciate you."
yeah. So she asked me one day. She said, "Yeah." She said, "I just don't know how you do that." She said, "I just don't know how you do it. How you go like the eating thing. What?" She said, "I just don't know how you do it. It's like sometimes I don't know, but." Uh, it starts with, I'll tell you what it does. It starts with not eating for one day. That's where it starts.
Mm.
And seeing how hard that is for you or how easy it is for you. And then try 2 days, 3 days. I mean, I was right by the book, man. Arnold Ehret transition for 20 years. Like hardcore transition, 2, 3 days, fast. Uh, so, uh, yeah, but my thing has always been about being very consistent with it. I said when I started this and I started seeing some results, I I I took on the attitude of, okay, this is for me, and I'm going to dedicate and commit my life to this practice. And nothing is going to be more important than me doing this physiologically. Uh, uh, and it's simply, at that time, I didn't really understand it as simple as I understand it now, but committing to cleaning my blood. So that's what that's what I've done. But that's where it started. It started with the commitment of just practicing the mucusless diet. I didn't do one, I didn't do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, little this person into this modality or checking out this. Once I got into the mucusless diet, that was it. I didn't have to look no farther. That was it. And I stayed with it, and I'm still with it. And so the fasting part comes out of doing the right things for a long time, and being patient with doing the right things consistently for a long time. So that's how you do it. I mean, that's how I did it. So
yeah. Let's see. Havash followed up, said bentonite plaque versus naturally occurring mucoid plaque. Simply put, he was why do so many people use the bentonite? Does the mucoid plaque look like a long string without the bentonite? I mean, I don't know. I'm not into bentonite, so.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the course.
But that's the thing. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like all that stuff, all these pictures that I show, that's all stuff I've seen come out of me without any herbs or bentonite clay at all.
Right. Exactly.
Same
here. Same here. Yeah.
And so now if you get you like an inner clean kind of herbal formula, then that can be used as another tool. That's why it's in the Mucusless Diet book. It's another tool. It doesn't replace anything. It doesn't replace, enema versus herbs. Those are two separate things, two separate tools. But
I've always used the enema. I've never used like an inner clean or any of that. It's always been.
Well, to me, they're just different tools, So when people try to say like, well, I'm doing this instead of that or this, I'm like, man, they're different tools.
Right.
They do totally different, different things. There's different reasons to use one and the other,
Right.
And
I've always just used the hot water bottle. I've never used a bucket. I've done some colonics before, but that was kind of like just taking advantage of being around a place where I can do a colonic. But I stayed with the lemon enemas, like every day, man. I mean, that's been the ritual of doing a lemon enema every day since 1990. And I was doing enemas before 1990, but there wasn't every day. On my 30th birthday, I committed to doing an enema every day. And that's what I've been doing ever since. And I think there's some benefits out of being consistent like that. I think you get results of cleansing. Yeah, because I relate it to like brushing your teeth every day. It's you putting water or paste or whatever it is you brushing with, and you rinse it out. And so why not do that with your colon? Rinse it out, eliminate. Don't let that stuff sit up in you for no periods of time. That's my words of wisdom is don't let that stuff that you consume sit up in you for no period of time. Keep it moving. Keep that stuff moving.
Yeah, that's it. Now, John asked, you talk about the Ehret village. Is there any explicit planning going on yet, or is it still just an idea for the future? It's like, no, there's some planning going on. There's land and that is being obtained, and we're looking at like at refrigerated trucks and stuff. I mean, it's getting serious now.
Man.
But it's also one of them kind of things that is, we got to keep the plans close to the vest. At that stage, a lot of these kinds of things you have to build it and then talk about it. Like, do it and then talk about it. And
because there's a lot of deaf culture type of negativity that does not want that community to spring forth.
Yeah, right.
Believe.
You know, but for people interested in maybe wanting to join in, I mean, like a good place to start is really just participating in things that we do already, you know, and that's where everybody's coming from. That helping and volunteering, that kind of stuff. Where we have the Wednesday evening meetup every Wednesday at 8:00 p.m. Eastern time. We have the meetup, and you can get access through that if you've plugged into us on our Facebook page. Sign up for the newsletter, the Mucus-free Life Insiders Club. You know, just be plugged in, and you'll, you know, those opportunities are shared with, you know, with the folks that's plugged in. But yeah, we're putting some things in place and making, we always want to do it right. And so it's not a rush thing for us, but, you know, but things are starting to align themselves, and, you know, so it's getting interesting.
Yeah. And I'm like, you know, a happy camper, man, with seeing this progress, and you know, the people are, you know, now we're talking land. You know, it's like lands on the table, and where, and you know, places and things, you know, choices have to be made, and things like that. So it's getting interesting. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
So yeah. So one final time, if you haven't ordered yet, go on ahead, hit the link right now. Get your Ehret Day, 3rd annual Ehret Day Celebration tickets. You do not want to miss this event. This is the kind of thing where, I mean, there's a lot of events like this that are really, you know, that cost like $500, $600 kind of stuff. So ours is not like that. You know, we try to keep, I mean, that's why we try to raise the money that we did with the fundraiser, so that the tickets could be as reasonable as we could make them. Because once you start putting together these, and this is what we had to learn, you know, you start trying to put together things on this level in terms of these kind of programs and events, it's you know, and you're not nickel and diming anymore. You know, you're trying to do this stuff real serious. Then you know, then it takes money. You know, it takes some serious cash to be able to realize your dreams. You know, what we want to do. You know, we have all these ambitions and these ambitious plans of, like, you know, what we see and what we want to do. Is like, man, this actually, the actual logistics of what that takes to happen, you know, the manpower, the money, you know, the resources, it's serious. So we learned about that and been transitioning. It's really been a transition from the humble beginnings of doing something in my backyard for the first one, and then you know, and then just kind of each year we enhance and get more organized, and, you know, take things to the next level. And so this is gonna be a good one. So you definitely want to get there, click the link, and you can check it out. I mean, this is the opportunity to connect with like-minded health seekers, interact with the world's top. I mean, you talking about Dr. Morse is there, Chef Babette, and, you know, so now we're going to be dealing with,
and Professor Spears there. Don't leave yourself out.
Well, yeah, Professor Spear and Brother Air, Sister Decorah. You know, we the heavy hitters, you know, in the natural health realm. and then the people that come that aren't on the program, and it's just I mean, it's just high level of people from start to finish, you know. And so it's definitely the type of event. Like when I looked at this thing, this is like, because I always, when I make these little sales pages, I'm always like, okay, I always look at it objectively, like, would I buy this? Would I get it? And if I went through this thing, I'd be like, all right, what do I got to do? Let me get the ticket. Let me see how much it costs for the hotel, get a plane ticket. Like I would just hook it up and do it. You know, I wouldn't even be thinking about it just because it's like, you can't, I mean, there ain't nothing like this that you can go, that you know, it's like, I mean, I guess unless you want to go to a Tony Robbins thing and, you know, pay $500, $600 and you can go down there and
eat hot dogs.
Yeah, eat hot dogs, you know, do the jumping jacks and the things, you know, the physical activity that they do as part of the program. But, you know, but this is something, I mean, you can't get this nowhere else. It's this type of opportunity. And I know a lot of people was like, you know, I wanted to stream and all that kind of stuff. But this has to teach us and remind us that we can't be so addicted to that. You know, we can't be so addicted to the streaming and that everything's going to be recorded, that everything's going to be available. There's some stuff that you got to make the sacrifices to experience it in person.
What did the guy say? I was there. I seen it.
Yeah. That's referencing something. It's kind of an inside this documentary program. Yeah. But yeah, the guy's like, I saw it. I was there.
I was there.
You know, bearing witness. You know, it's I mean, it's biblical if you want to take it there, to that level of spirit. You know, I mean, it is. You got to bear witness. You got to connect.
Yeah.
And
I was there. So, and that's always been our thing. You know, just me and Spirit's thing about hanging. You know.
Yeah.
We always judge people on that. Like, you know, we'd be like, oh, man, forget him, man. He got to hang, you know?
Yeah. That's the secret.
Hang, yeah.
Yeah. The art of the hang.
The art of the hang, man. If you can't hang, man, it's like, you know, you want to split and go, nah, we you know, we hangers, you know? We be like, let's hang, you know? So this is what this week is about, hanging.
Yeah.
Ain't about no sleeping. You know.
Right.
About hanging, you know. And trying to get all the, you know, try to ask. I mean, this is like, I guess the ticket gives you the access to the presentation, but it gives you access to all of us. And that's like a consultation that you probably would never. I mean, that one-on-one consultation can last for 2 or 3 hours. That's in the discussion overnight, you know.
Yeah.
So that would cost you what, 2 or 3 hours consultation would cost you a fortune. You know?
Yeah.
So this is one where you can sit down and hang, you know, and just ask us anything, and you know, we'll try to answer whatever we feel, you know, we know. But you get that too, you know.
Right.
You get that, you know. So yeah, because that's what we're there for, is to hang, man. You know. So yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm getting excited more and more as it draws closer.
Yeah.
I'm getting this, you know, getting that whole piece together, you know.
Yep.
You know, so let's do something epic, and have an event that's epic and that people will remember and tell their grandchildren about, that they were there. And hopefully, you know, they've gotten something, that they've created a lifestyle after this
Mm-hmm.
that even goes even stronger and even farther and deeper into the culture than you know than it has, for them. So, I guess we want to inspire, we want to influence in a positive way. I mean, that's
Mm-hmm.
all this is about, man. Is trying to serve, because if you're a better person, a nicer person, a kinder person, it does nothing but benefit me if I come in contact with you. Does I mean, it just so if I'm nicer, if I'm kinder, it benefits you. If you not, I mean, we all get something out of this, man. Just elevating, constantly trying to elevate ourselves. Like I tell my son all the time, you got to, just to get up and try to seek knowledge every day. Just to get up and try to seek knowledge. Like, that's your job. Just try to seek knowledge. That's what we do. That's what this thing is about, is, every day trying to seek knowledge. Trying to be open and empty enough so that your body can fill up with the knowledge of the universe. It's got to be empty. That's the way this works.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. So it looks like we got a last second question. This might be interesting. So Gary asked, what's your thoughts on Matt Monarch, who was a raw vegan who did many enemas? His body was deteriorating and has had his colon removed recently. Now I never followed him. I remembered him back like kind of years ago when he, kind of saw him around, but I don't know enough of the story in terms of commenting on, like the recent whatever it is I don't know what he's eating now or what he was eating, but all I know is I remember, I think I might even reached out to him like years ago, like and seen something he had posted, and I'm just like, bruh, you need to transition. I mean, I was basically, that he's kind of he was an example of that, of everything wrong with raw foodism dogma and the raw foodist type of practitioners, that because not all of them fall into that. Some are fine, are cool, but there's some when you get that deep dogma to the point where you cussing somebody out because they had a cooked meal, and it was like in a cooked mucus-free meal or something, like, I mean, we was getting that kind of vibe back in the day because we dealt with a lot of raw foodists. And so as far as that goes, I mean, he falls without knowing all the details, I can pretty confidently say like he falls into that category of what we talk about constantly. Like, go through all my old videos. What am I always talking about over and over again? Transition. Don't get caught up in that hype. Don't get caught up in that, this perfectionism, this I'm better than these people because I don't eat this and that and the cooked thing and that. It's like, man, this thing is about transition, and this cat didn't. I mean, there's none.
I have no clue who he is, so I'm not even gonna speak to it, because I mean, that's where it ended up, right? Where the question was about. Well, he's had his, what did he say, his colon removed or something, or whatever. I mean, it's
Yeah,
it all is disastrous.
Yeah,
But you don't have a system.
yeah,
Practicing the Mucusless Diet Healing System, operative word, system. That's why this is such a fantastic and exciting limit to be practiced, because it is a system and it works. if you're patient and you do, and you stay consistent and disciplined with it, it works. So when cats start talking about they raw, I deal with, a lot of raw people, and they talk to me. I mean, they love talking to me. They just love, they find me, oh man, he's fasted, and I'm raw. And, oh yeah, okay, so what you eat? And then they go into all this, and they're not raw. They're not raw. So I haven't met nobody who's maintained that raw lifestyle for 20 years. I haven't met anybody that has done that. And when I say raw, I'm talking fruits and green leafy plants. That's it.
Right.
Other than that, if you talking something other than that, then you ain't talking raw.
Right. Not soaked nuts, not dehydrated.
No, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. So, I'm real hardcore about that, man. You know how I've been playing those raw foods for years, man, and all that dehydration, dehydrated food and seeds, and oh man, they're just a mess. That's just a mess. And they end up falling, man. They fall so bad. They go all the way back to eating raw meat.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we done seen this thing. Not one occasion, but many occasions we seen a lot of people just try to go, well, I got this. That transitional diet. Yeah, I understand it. It's cool. Yeah, but I got this. And they get off into this thing, and they start getting into something at the speed of light, and next thing you know, they're back demonizing Arnold Ehret for
for that, and that's why we get hardcore about it, and it's not. Like right now, I'm sharing on the screen, I went ahead and went to this cat's YouTube, and I just, like I said, I remember dealing with him like years ago, back when he was kind of building his following and doing all these videos and that kind of stuff, and he was just one of these guys, and now he's talking about I guess I said he had surgery for irreversible ulcerative colitis, and so, but this is like, and I'm not here to, be bashing on people, nothing like that. I'm just saying, like, this is a case study.
I am.
Brother Air will. It is the case study to say, like, this is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
All that, all what for years and years and years, this is what we're talking about. If you go to mucus-free-life.com and you find, I got almost dozens of articles on this topic, in dealing with I'm looking one up now. There's one. Oh, come on. The art of transition. This article, in response to Stanley Bass. So Stanley Bass is one of these dudes that he had wrote all, he was kind of had a following back in the day, and about, nutritional concepts and stuff. And then he ended up writing and just lambasting Arnold Ehret. Just he had did 2 years eating nothing but fruit, and he lost all his teeth. All his teeth came out of his head, and he blamed Arnold Ehret, saying fruitarianism doesn't work. Ehret is full of crap. I lost my teeth because of Ehret. And so decades later, I wrote a response to Mr. Bass saying, don't blame this on Arnold Ehret. You seem to have missed the sections of the book called Transition Diet. And nowhere did Ehret say, eat nothing but fruit. There's a difference between the philosophy or the observation that humans are fruitarian biologically versus what is it that we actually can eat. and how and what is the rate of progression toward an improved diet. But that rate of progression, that change of diet from point A to point B, that's what's ignored and totally misunderstood by most people. And so this dude, and then this article gets into some others. I'll post up a link to this. You might want to read this if you haven't checked it out. But this is just great example. Another example is the Steve Jobs, and then that was back in the Ashton Kutcher Steve Jobs movie type of day. I don't know what. Let's see. This is a classic article. The Steve Jobs, Ashton Kutcher, Arnold Ehret radical raw fruit diets and the transition. Same thing. That same concept, because it when people ask about Steve Jobs, that's, you have to have that discussion where he was somebody that was into Ehret for like a decade in the 70s, was inspired by it, but he admits that he took it to this radical extreme and he didn't practice the diet. He tried to eat nothing but fruit. He was doing before he named his company Apple, he was doing 2-week-long apple fasts at a farm, sitting on an apple farm, eating nothing but apples. Like, and he's experiencing, it's like you get a taste of that. You get it when you fast like that, you get a taste of how good it could feel one day. But then most people don't have the intuitive or whatever, the intellectual, whatever. They don't have the understanding that now you got to take some years to transition to that. Like, you might be able to experience it for a moment.
Key. That's the
but,
key.
You know,
that's the key. I mean, how many times do you think we've said on mucus-free-life.com transition?
Yeah. You just counted up the number of times we use the word transition, just thousands of times. Thousands and thousands of times you'll hear the word transition or see it written. Yeah. And
I mean, and why don't people get that? Why don't people get it? Not because we're saying it, but it's like opening the Bible and skipping over Genesis 1:29. Opening Arnold Ehret's Mucusless Diet Healing System and skipping over the transitional part.
Right. Yeah, I can't. Here's what Ehret says. Everything is perfectly performed by nature through evolutional progressive changes, developments, and accomplishments, and not by catastrophes. Nothing is more incorrect than a mistaken idea that a decades-old chronic disease can be healed through a very long fast or a radically extended strict fruit diet. Nature's mills grind slow but sure. And it goes on, and it's very clear. If you it's clear to us. It's not clear to a lot of people. Again, and if I have to blame something, I have to blame the dogma that raw, and that's why we brought that up, because that's what this was coming out of that tradition. The raw food is dogma, raw is law. Nothing, that tradition, which ends like this over and over. I mean, this ain't the first time you've heard me say this for years, Brother Ehret say this for years, and we have more case studies of it than we would like. Because I don't want to see these anymore. I don't want to see these case studies anymore. But unfortunately, it is what it is. I mean, we're gonna
people being hard headed. They don't, they're hard headed. Privileged mentalities. Think that they got it. They think that they don't need any kind of leadership or any kind of, I got this. I'm privileged. I do what I want to do anyway. So it goes over into the whole live it piece. When they're trying to do this, they just go go all the way, and they think that, oh, raw, yeah, it makes sense to eat raw food. It makes sense. But now put in your head, it makes sense to eat raw, but now physiologically, it doesn't add up when you start trying to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, man, that makes sense, man, to eat raw and fresh fruits and
Here in it, like this article that these are the classic articles. Arnold Ehret, Raw Foodism. Then Ehret says they claim all cooking destroys food values, but it should be properly said wrong cooking destroys healing value, qualities, efficiency of foods, and can even cause them to become acid forming. The raw food expert hints on the same wrong stress as all others, that is, the higher food value, in other words, the nutritional constituents. The entire effect or benefit of raw food is the rough fiber of uncooked vegetables, which relieves constipation and acts as an ideal mucus broom in the intestines. I do not believe that the human body assimilates food value vegetables or nutritional constituents of vegetables, such as cauliflower, asparagus, turnips, potatoes, or from uncooked cereals, after a certain beneficial mechanical cleansing of bowels through these raw foods. The one-sided raw food eater lacks, in fact, the most important food substance, and that is grape or fruit sugar, unless he eats sufficient fruits. Then this is the great experiment. Where you put a lemon in moderate dry heat and notice that it becomes sweet, and that you see the fructose developing in this otherwise, well, we call it acid fruit because it's, has this high acid content, but it's not the same kind of acid as like your stomach acid or the acid that becomes the residue of pus. Is totally different kind of thing. But this, it's all here. It's like, and this was what we just for years would just be scratching our head. Like it's plain black and white. It's in the text. It looks so clear to us. Why can't we get this message to other people? What is it about that when this is clear and is it gets, and then what ends up happening is, and because of, again, you got to go back to that dogma of the raw food world. I've had literally dozens of people like send me messages like they were secretly doing the mucusless diet, but publicly they still had to sort of put on this raw food persona because they had built that for themselves on social media. So on social media, it was like, the raw foods, they would never take a picture of them, eating some baked zucchini or something. They still sort of did the raw food thing publicly, but privately they were practicing a mucusless diet essentially. And so that's happened a lot, more than it should be. And that's one of the reasons why it was so hard to get things moving with the mucusless diet, because there's not a whole lot of people there. The people most interested in mucusless diet years ago tended to be the raw foodists, and they probably needed it the most because they needed that. They needed to have a place to step back to when whatever they were doing didn't work. And so it was that, but it just transition, just study the transition and do it. I mean, that's all it's about. Is just get into the transition, avoid this type of situation. Like I said, I don't know I ain't getting into no details of the cat. I don't know all of what, I know that he puts himself out there, as that's part of the whole YouTube thing, and he's got a following, and he gets his little views and stuff here, and I know what he used to.
What kind of medication is he on right now?
Man, no clue, but I'm sure but it looks like he's real into, he's been searching for products. And that's the other thing that ends up happening is, people start looking into, products and, and getting into like this kind of thing and that.
Quick fix stuff.
He said with keto dark chocolate peanut butter cups. So I guess maybe I don't know if he's into keto. Somebody would have to comment in the comment section about what he's into now, if he's still raw.
Hey, he's a tragedy of nutrition.
But
That's what he is.
But keto friendly, dark chocolate peanut butter cup, keto friendly. So I don't know. It's just it's sad when we see these case
studies. It's badness. It's bad. Oh well, I mean, the stories we will hear about, people that don't want to be patient, want to jump to the front of the line, and
yeah. I mean, like you gotta do the arbitrary. One of the most famous raw foodists of all time, and his descent from grace, Mr. Nikocado Avocado.
oh man,
Because I mean, he went from eating six avocados a day and for a meal to all of this madness here. And this video, and he's the one thing I give him, he takes his YouTube job very seriously. He's very consistent. He puts up videos like almost every day, and he's got to work hard. There's a lot of food that's not digesting to every day, doing these videos. This video was posted up 23 hours ago.
Yeah.
What in the world is this? Blue heat? Damn, that's stuff people are putting that in their body. That's like blue, like when you talk about the drinks that look like antifreeze. I mean, now this is some kind of like chips that got all this blue stuff on them.
Oh, man.
I never seen that, nothing like that. I don't know. That was after my time. This little taquitos or all that kind of stuff. We say heart, liver, gut failure. I mean, this dude he knows, man, that his days are numbered if he stays on the path he's on. I mean, his thing is going to be a real short-lived, unfortunately. There's a before and after kind of thing, but I literally remember sending this dude a message because he had posted something back in those early days that he used to post in Dr. Morris's group or something, and he had posted up something where he was having trouble and wasn't feeling good and all this kind of stuff. And I literally just put a link to the Mucusless Diet book. I was like, man, you need to transition. You're not transitioning. You up here trying to just eat raw and nothing but fruit. And that's why you don't feel good right now. You're not transitioning. And we could see how he took my advice, obviously. And man, it's
yeah, obviously.
Okay.
Well, there's something to be said about transitioning properly and patiently and taking your time, man. I think that's what we do, and that's what we've done. And I don't think you see all this absurdity on mucusfreelife.com. You don't see that.
No. I mean, the closest that is us observing the absurdity.
Oh yeah, well, you're gonna see that
breaking it down.
Yeah, you're gonna see that because we're gonna let you know just about how deep this deaf culture goes.
Yeah.
It goes deep, man. I mean, it descends deep into the subconscious and the psyche, man. It works on you, and so you really have to really work at knowing the difference, you know, of things that are real, you know,
Yeah.
like what, like that word, what is real? Like what is real? You know, what is real? And so they create all these things that we know that are not real, but we create the delusion and make them real, you know, in our heads. We make all this foolishness real,
Yeah.
you know. And so this is what we're doing, and we're trying to clean ourselves up, clean our circuitry, so that maybe one day we can think and have some clarity about what is real, you know.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's why we're doing this. That's why we're trying to practice, man. We're trying to get a little clarity, man, uh, about what this is, what this life, what we call life. What is this? What are we supposed to be doing? What are we supposed to be representing? What is the purpose? You know, these are questions that people ask in life. What's my purpose? You know, me and Spirit know our purpose. That's the one thing we do know. And we've refined it over years and years, but we got that early.
Right.
Everybody doesn't get that. That doesn't mean that they're, mentally slow or something. You know what I mean? It's just some people, like I had it forged in to my head at such an early age what I wanted to do with the music. I didn't want to be a pop star. I loved, I was into the Jackson 5 and never wanted to do that. I loved it, went to see them and all of it, but I never wanted to do that. What I wanted to do was play on the level of the artists, the artist drummers. I mean, I was very influenced by playing drums, by seeing Buddy Rich and thinking to myself, man, I could do that. I can do that,
Mhm.
and then getting a chance to hear, artists like Max Roach, Art Blakey, Kenny Clark, Philly Joe Jones, Tony Williams, Elvin Jones, uh, Buddy Rich, Joe Morello, just all these cats that I grew up, really just, I hate to use the word worship, but I probably went through that. I was all into the deaf culture and I was worshiping people, but it's because these cats could really play their instruments. And so I had it forged in at such an early age. School went by me. I know what I want to do. I didn't have to go to school or have to go through all that to figure things out. Like, okay, I'm trying to figure out no, I want to do this. I want to do this. And so that kind of gave me a one-sided view on not compromising with certain things. I didn't have any desires of adolescent passions in terms of 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 thinking about my life in the it was like this is grown up music, and I'm talking about the music of Duke Ellington and John Coltrane, and this to me was like grown up stuff, like, and so pursuing that and study and being disciplined about doing it, So, all of that, so I could care less about work yourself up by the bootstraps and get a college degree or I couldn't care less about none of that. I really didn't. And I forego it. I was like, I'm not into that. I'm not into school. I know what I want to do. And uh and I guess, some people would say, well, don't encourage people to not. Man, I'm encouraging you to get out of this deaf culture by any means necessary. And you don't have to buy in to these, I call them these getting used to 8 hours a day as early as you're five and 6 years old, getting used to 8 hours a day of your life being bored, being like a giveaway, like I'm gonna just give this 8 hours away, having no purpose for it other than maybe relating it to, well, I can make money here. That's the only relationship you have to that 8 hours. And so you go through life with that. And then you go through school, and you go through maybe the college, and you got to look for a job, and you all locked in to the same type of dogma of the 8 hours. You see, they start you out at 8 hours as early as first grade. That 8 hours starts, 6, 7, 8 hours, and start.
Right.
So go ahead. I heard you.
No, I was saying, yeah.
Yeah. Well, so that is what I'm saying now. Is like we've identified the deaf culture. You have to identify the deaf culture for yourself and start moving towards what you think can be a life culture for you. Don't be afraid to relearn yourself, because that's what it's going to take. You got to commit to relearning yourself, and that's hard. When you so-called grown, I'm grown, I know what I'm doing. No, you don't. A lot of you don't. You have to go to school.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, well, so that's like something that I really want people to understand, that with this practice of cleaning yourself up like this comes everything must change. You can't be cleaning your blood up and trying to maintain the same kind of deaf culture aspirations. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to sit right. And then the universe is not going to be friendly.
Right.
It's not going to be friendly. Because what we've learned is that the universe gives you what you need, not what you want. It's what you need. And believe me, I'm still at that. I still be wanting stuff. I'm still, learning. I'm still trying to relearn. You dig? But I'm doing better.
Right.
You dig? And what I always simply say is just expressing those adolescent passions. So that's why I always try to talk about grown up stuff. We need to experience that before we expire. It's grown up stuff. saying once again, saying that expire, what I'm talking about is we need to be talking more about those conversations, and these are the conversations that we can have at Ehret Day. Is that death is unnatural and immortality. We need to be talking more about that, trying to delve more into what is that? What is that? What is immortality? How can we achieve that? Is it possible? So yeah.
See, Danny Michaels, what's going on, Danny? He said, peace, spirit, brother Air. Good seeing you guys.
Hey, brother Danny, my man.
And Johnny gives a shout out, saying peace, brothers.
Who was that?
Johnny Gonzalez.
Oh, Mr. Gonzalez. Yeah, man. Great talking with you the other day, and your family, man. So we'll be staying in touch. Hopefully, we're gonna get all that tightened up, man.
Yeah.
So, but believe me.
So yes. Well, I think we should wrap up this session of the Professor and Spirit Brother Ehret Day Celebration ticket extravaganza. Definitely don't wait. Get those tickets. Get those tickets as soon as you can, because we are gonna be.
Yeah.
Once the tickets are sold, they're gone. They're gone.
What was you saying? You were saying it's gonna be when people can't get in, they're gonna be outside camping out trying to. What you say?
Let's set up like a let's see, like a tailgate party where they'll be outside the stadium with TVs. It's what's going on inside, and they're just outside having a
scalpers.
Scalpers.
We got scalpers now. That's something new for horses. We got scalpers.
Yeah.
So
unauthorized merchandise.
Yeah.
All that. You're nothing.
We climbing the social ladder, man. It's like you ain't made it until you have scalpers and people trying to bootleg your stuff. So that's beautiful.
Yeah.
We take the Grateful Dead approach.
Yeah. It's like, all right, exactly. It's
save me 2-1 X large.
Yeah. Exactly. So, all right, everybody. I want to thank you all. Really appreciate you for being here with us, and share the video, get the word out. That always is very helpful, especially as the the social media platform gods try to do what they can to suppress our message, and so, but they can't do it when you're sharing it on it. They can't do it. The more that you keep sharing it and helping us out with that, and just having the courage to really be who you are with this practice, and letting people know that this is what you do. That for the longest time, that was a hurdle. Just getting people to say, I practice a Mucusless diet, because that was not fashionable. Wasn't cool. The cool kids table wasn't saying that. They were saying, I'm raw, or I, but now it's like you got more people. It's like, well, look, this is just what I do. And that's beautiful. So keep that up. And it is growing and growing. Everything is just gonna pop off. The way that we always do it is that stuff just comes together when it's supposed to come together. It comes together in grand fashion. So, and now we got a whole crew that's on board, that's really serious about doing this work. So
Yeah, shout them out, man, on the development team, and I'm real proud of what they've been doing. You've been keeping me
Yeah,
up on that.
yeah. Shout out Vadim. You know, Vadim is like he's been putting in a lot of great work, and Cassidy, Q Ortiz, Reese, uh, and Wolfgang. He was there for a while. You know, Wolfgang put in some work. Uh, because our other our old project, we kind of, our original project we was working on, we kind of took it as far as we could take it for the time being, because they actually shut. I'm gonna make a video about that at some point, but because I can't really talk too much details right now about it, but we did some good work on there. We made some change in this little secret project we were doing, but um, so stuff is rolling. Kyrene, the new addition to the research and development team, she's putting in a lot of work. Um, and so it's time. It's moving. The movement is on, and Michael Fathauer, he's been coming to the meetings,
Yeah,
getting ready for Ehret Day.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't wait to see everybody on Eric Day, man. So show up, be seen, and hang. Let's hang,
yeah. Let's hang out.
Oh,
Most definitely.
so yeah, it's been another good one, man. This was informative and very inspiring to me.
Yeah, yeah. Most definitely. So, all right, everybody. Again, hit that link. Get your tickets for Ehret Day before the price goes up or before they all totally sell out. And we actually got some few people that's been getting the tickets, so they're gonna be
Yeah,
going.
yeah,
So, and again, yeah, we got Dr. Morse gonna be coming in, Chef Babette, me, Brother Ayers hosting, Sister Decorah, Michael Fathauer with the food, and then you never know what other secret guests or people are going to show up.
never know.
You never know.
You never know.
You definitely want to.
They seek us out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So you
so,
definitely want to be there to bear witness. So,
yeah, man. I can't wait, man. And the band. Hopefully, we can play really good for you too. So I'm
yeah,
excited. So,
yeah, most definitely. So, all right, everybody. Well, I appreciate so much being here. And until next time, peace, love, and breath.